Good morning, college football fans, and welcome to 3 and Out College Edition right here on IU Sports Radio, your directory for all that is sports. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the college football playoff. It's in the horizon, and we are closer, that is, to crowning this year's national champions. However, we have a little bit of an obstacle to get to, of course. One team first, then the other for the final game of the year coming up on the 10th. And then, of course, plenty of bowl games coming your way. And oh yeah, we have another national championship coming up as well at the FCS. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a wild ride through a bowl season. And I'm glad that Mr. Taron Rodriguez and myself, Larry B, have been able to get you through it. And, well, we continue that mission here today. With that said, y'all, get ready, because we got some bowl games coming up today. Actually, a whole bunch of them. A few that have been canceled. And like I said, a college football playoff in the horizon. You are officially tuned in live to 3 and Out College Edition right here on IU Sports Radio. Your direct feed for all that is sports. Welcome, college football fans. Well, here we are yet again, and man, it has been a ride, y'all. So, let's go ahead and start things off by introducing my co-host, man. He, of course, is one of the COOs of iSports Radio. He is founder and host of the SoCal Spring Sports Show here at IU Sports Radio. He's also founder and host of Set Point here on IU Sports Radio, our volleyball show. And he is IU Sports Radio Hall of Famer, class 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in my boy, man, Mr. Taron Rodriguez. What's going on, brother? How you doing today, man? Oh, wait, whoopsie. Sorry about that. One more time. How's it going today, brother?
Hey, Larry, I am doing fine today, and I'm ready to talk some college football, and let's get it.
Hey, here we go. My bad, bro. I had the speaker all, low. Not on speaker, but appreciate you, brother, man. I'm glad. Same here, man. It's going to be some fun stuff here today, and let's keep on doing what we love doing. So, with that said, man, it has been a bowl season. My goodness. We have had ourselves quite the ride in the last couple of weeks, and man, we've seen a lot, man. We've seen the Stag Bowl, we've seen we've seen that get underway, of course. We've seen the Division II championship, we've seen the NAIA, we've seen the Triple CAA and the NJCAA, man. We've seen so many champions get crowned. We have just two more champions to crown, of course, in the world of college football, and that, of course, is the FCS and the FBS, but that's coming up at the tippy end here, the very end. And yeah, man, so with that said, y'all, welcome once again, and here we go. So, Darren, this, once again, man, this has been a special year. I mean, we actually got college football back from the nonsense that was COVID. Unfortunately, it's still rearing its ugly head around here, helping games get canceled, which has been annoying. But you know something, Darren? It's all good. Unfortunately, things happen. Safety, as we always talk about, Darren, is the key. And hey, if a certain team feels they just can't go, or just there's just not enough players, or just whichever it may be. I mean, right, Taron, that's always been our motto, man. Safety first when it comes to this.
Yeah, it's tough times. We all got to be safe, and we all have to do our part to slow the spread, because Uncle COVID is back for round 2. But
yeah, yeah, but my bad. Sorry, brother. Yeah, absolutely, brother. It's annoying, but it's all good. We're just gonna continue to fight it, and we're gonna be all right. But yeah, man, it's a bummer. So But of course, we had a couple games canceled. The big one, man, or a big one that I was really excited for. That man, it was unfortunately canceled yesterday. Well, canceled before this, of course, but it was supposed to be yesterday's game, or one of them, and that was the Military Bowl presented by Peraton, I believe, and that was Boston College and East Carolina. And from what I understand, it was actually on Boston College's side, I think, where they said, like, I don't know if they said it was a risk factor, if there was too many players that were on COVID protocol, or just a mixture of injuries and all that, like how Hawaii did a couple days ago. We talked about that on Friday. But yeah, Taryn, it's just, another one bites the dust, I guess, and it sucks because, but what do we do, So, well, with that said, Taryn, before we get into recapping the bowl games, man, we got a lot to get into today, of course. We left off on Christmas Eve, and no bowl game there because that's supposed to be the Hawaii Bowl. But we'll be talking today, of course, the Kamea Bowl, which was on Christmas, of course. We had yesterday. We also, I guess, one game yesterday as well, the Quick Lane Bowl, in which you definitely picked the right team, Darren. I did not. And then, of course, today we'll be covering or getting you ready for the, let's see here. Getting you ready for the Fenway Bowl. Actually, no, sorry, that is canceled. But we're getting ready for the Birmingham Bowl, First Responder Bowl, Liberty Bowl, the Holiday Bowl, the Guaranteed Rate Bowl. Those are all today. Then tomorrow, from what I understand, the Fenway Bowl is actually canceled. So that's a freaking bummer. I really was excited to see a game in Fenway. I don't know if that's happened before, but if it has, my apologies. Can't remember, but cool stuff there. But bummer, because, well, that's not going to happen now. But we'll be talking, of course, about the Pinstripe Bowl, the Cheez-It Bowl, the Alamo Bowl, which is actually, I'm really excited about that game. That should be a good one. And then we'll be back on Thursday morning one more time. And, well, we say that the college football playoff is on the horizon. Well, on Thursday, it's going to be the very next day, and we're going to be making our picks there. And, of course, today we're going to be talking a little bit about it slightly, but we're going to be making our picks, of course, on Thursday. So, with that said, though, Taryn, first things first, but before we get into all of that good stuff, something we forgot to mention last week, man. We knew it was inevitable, and, well, it happened, and I'm really happy you tagged me in at the moment it happened last week. But, dude, congratulations to the 2021 high school football national champions, the Modern Day Monarchs. Darren, tell everybody a little bit about this team this year, man, and why they're so deserving of that title.
Yeah, that Modern Day was indeed one of the top teams in the nation. They really dominated their competition, other than the playoffs where they kind of had a little trouble with Corona Centennial. In the championship game against Servite, they allowed Servite to score, but they never let Servite score again. And then Junipero Serra was the one that met the unfortunate fate of being taken down by Mater Dei. And Mater Dei was just basically a well-oiled machine this year. Other than their like semifinal against Corona Centennial, their offense was just all over the place. Their defense was just basically on lockdown for opposing teams. And while they didn't play a full season, Mater Dei played basically the stiffest competition. So all in all, for the Monarchs, it was a darn good season. They're well deserving of national champions.
Couldn't agree more, Aaron. This team played extremely well, and nobody in this country deserves that title more. My apologies to those who disagree with me, but I know I'm being a homer. It's a Southern California team. More closer to Taryn, the Orange County definitely wins it all this year, man, without a doubt. Of course, I don't think the IE there's ever been a national championship from the IE, if I could think of it, but for sure for those Monarchs, man, in Orange County, just what an amazing job out of Santa Ana, California, and just what a amazing year for them. So congratulations one more time to Mater Dei. So, all right, Taryn, today we're going to try and roll. I know Taryn's got to bounce coming up here. We got a little bit of a late start, but hey, man, it's all good. So we're going to do our best to roll through this. So real quick, Darren, we left off on Christmas Eve, and, well, we had a next day game on Christmas Day, the Camille Bowl, that was actually a, pretty lopsided game. Ball State would take on Georgia State, Ball State and Georgia State. And, Taryn, this game wasn't even close. Oh, my gosh. Georgia State, actually, Ball State would score the first touchdown of the game. However, at the end of the first quarter, 14-7 was our end of the first. Georgia State, and it kind of went from there. It was a small little, they went back and forth, 20-13 at the half, Georgia State. But that third quarter, man, and once again, it's the third quarter, Taryn, where something either happens to make or break the game in a sense. Dude, freaking crap, are you serious? Georgia State, the entire quarter, 12:05, 7:08, 133, and one more to go at 0-0-0 in the third quarter. 4 freaking unanswered touchdowns. And then they would score a field goal at the beginning of the fourth quarter. That is incredible. That is, 31 unanswered points? Oh my gosh, are you for real? One touchdown, I'm guessing garbage time from Ball State at the very end of the game. But dude, we don't got to spend a long time on this one, man. 51-20, and Georgia State will win the 2021 Tax Act Camille Bowl. Amazing, stellar performance by this team. Everyone's over the century mark. Granger, of course, the quarterback. Hopefully I said his name right. He also ran. He went 15 for 19, 203, 203 yards, 3 touchdowns. On the ground, he had 11 carries and 122 yards, 1 touchdown. In Payne, 8 receptions for 109 yards, 2 touchdowns. Taryn, this was just a beatdown.
Yeah, the second half really showed the true colors of Georgia State as Georgia State just rolled their way to victory. It wasn't really close. It was another tale of two halves. Yes, the first half was close, but Georgia State had firm control over that said first half. The pick six was basically the icing on the cake for Georgia State. And all in all, their offense didn't need to do much. I thought the defense was incredible. Yes, they gave up 20 points, but when you're putting up 51, you don't need to worry about that all that much. So I think Georgia State, and this is to no real surprise, and no offense to the MAC, but I thought Georgia State really showed up today, and they impressed.
Absolutely, Taryn. We both picked the right team there, and man, Ball State, I didn't think it'd be that far off, but all right, well, good game, I guess. Next up, Taryn, this was a game where you picked Western Michigan, and I picked Nevada just because you picked Western Michigan. I was like, yeah, I'll pick an opposite of you. Well, Taryn, that was probably one of the worst things to do because, man, it wasn't even a close game. I mean, crazy. Yesterday, I get a chance to watch this one too much, have some running around. Actually, no, I did not have some running around. Yesterday was one of those days, Taryn, where, of course, out of work right now, I'm off. I'm off for 3 weeks. This is week 2 of 3 weeks right now, and I'm very happy that I'm just, getting all this time right now. Of course, as you know, I'll be coaching at Heritage High School this coming year, and I'll be doing that. Really excited about that, helping out on JV for my first year, and then hopefully moving on up. If everything works out, dude, I will be working full-time at Heritage coming up this year. Really, really, really excited about that. And just blessed for the opportunity to work in my home district where I went to high school at. And, I mean, just so many great things, man. I got that coming up. The wedding, of course. I'll be, doing just a lot of stuff, man, coming up this year. I'll be finishing my second master's. Just all kinds of crap going on, man. There's a lot on my plate. But, so I told myself yesterday when I woke up in the morning, I was like, man, you know what? My fiance, of course, she sleeps in a little bit, which is perfect for her, getting her rest. And I was like, you know what? I woke up at 7 yesterday, and I was like, you know what, Terry? This game, I woke up to put the posts up for the game and everything. I think the game got underway at, 8 o'clock our time, Pacific, and, 8 o'clock Pacific time. And, Taryn, seriously, dude, I looked at it, and I was like, all right, cool. And the game started, and I told myself, you know what, man? You have all this coming up. You have a lot coming up this year. you should rest because coming up on the 10th, when you get back to school and get back to to work and all that, you're going to tell yourself, maybe you should have rested a little bit more. So I actually knocked out for a little bit longer, and I woke up at the start of the fourth quarter for this game. Posted everything, of course, at 8 o'clock, but yeah, man, so I didn't get a chance to really watch it. But I didn't miss much, dude. This was a lopsided game, man. First quarter, Western Michigan leads this thing 14-3 at the end of the first. Second quarter, man, at the half, 31-10. This was pretty much it. This was I don't want to say it was completely over because there was a whole half to play, but damn, end of the third quarter, we get an exchange of touchdowns, 38-17 at the end of the third. And in that fourth quarter, man, there were 3 touchdowns, 2 of them of which belonged to the Broncos. And the final score, 52-24. Another game where the ground game was awesome. Tyler will rush for 14 carries, 146 yards. Taryn, once again, 14 carries, dude, for 146 yards. He almost ran for 150 on 14 carries. That is incredible. So good job, LB. 8 for 14, 162 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He threw 1 pick, but hey, it's a great victory. Crooms, 1 reception for 74 yards, 1 touchdown. Hey, if that's all he needed for that TD, that's it, man. But overall, just a lopsided game here, and what a great season for Western Michigan.
Yeah, and for me, I think that kickoff return touchdown after the field goal really set the tone. 100-yard kickoff return, it was incredible. And for me, I think the offense really clicked for Western Michigan. They didn't really skip too much of a beat. Unfortunately, Nevada just could not keep up with said Western Michigan team. But Nevada had a solid year. It wasn't as good as last year, but they're still one of the top teams in the Mountain West Conference. Western Michigan just had a little bit more pop in them.
Yeah, well, that pop, bang, explosion, whatever you want to call it, Darren. But they definitely had it. And Nevada didn't. So, big ups to the Wolfpack, man. That was they fought, but boy, Western Michigan made it happen. So, with that said, brother, that is going to do it for our recaps. Once again, the Boston College East Carolina Military Bowl, of course, presented by Peratron would be canceled yesterday, so bummer, but best luck to those teams next year. And, well, here we are today, man. We got some football games going on today, and we got a good amount of them, man. So let's go ahead and get those picks in. As you know, of course, like I said, we got a little bit of a late start today, and Terren's got to be up and out here within 20 minutes, so we got to make sure we get him going, man, because I'm glad you were still able to do the show, brother. I know, like I said, things happen, and I want to make sure that we can get you on time, brother. Sound good?
Yes.
All right, Taryn, let's roll, man. So today we have 5 football games today, and man, that's my flavor. That's my flavor of coffee right there. I love me some football. So we got some good ones, man. The Ticket Smarter Birmingham Bowl coming up in just about 20 minutes. Right, more off air. Number 20 Houston at 11-2, taking on number 6 of the SEC. We can't forget it's an SEC team, Taryn. Coming in, though, at 6-6, the Auburn Tigers. Cougars and Tigers. Believe it or not, Houston's actually favored by 1.5 points. Taryn, is the SEC losing its steam, or is Houston just that good? What do you think about this game?
It's another one of those AAC versus SEC matchups. I got to go with Houston on this one. I think Houston is drastically improved, and whether Bo Nix is playing or not, I don't think Bo Nix is the most consistent quarterback out there. Ooh. I could be wrong, but honestly, Bo Nix and Auburn will probably lose in close fashion. I got Houston today.
I'm going Houston too, Taryn. This is just too good of a game. I feel like it actually will be a lot closer. Actually, it should be about 1.5 points. It should be a very close game. But yeah, man, I'm going Houston as well. It should be a tough game. But dude, overall, man, Houston, their record says it, man. They fought well, and yeah, who gives a crap if they play in the freaking AAC, if they play in the Big Sky. Okay, well, that's FCS. But you get what I'm saying. If they play in the Conference USA, I don't know if Houston ever played in the Conference USA, but I'm just saying, Who cares what they play in? At the end of the day, some people just are a little too much on that SEC bias, and well, I thought there are teams better out there. Certain teams. So yeah, I'm totally with you. Houston all day, man. That's coming up at 9 a.m. Pacific time, 12 p.m. Eastern. And then, Taryn, after this, another good game, man. 12 p.m. Eastern time, 12:15 p.m. Pacific time, and we have here 3:15 p.m. Sorry, 12:15 p.m. Pacific, 3:15 p.m. Eastern. Air Force, dude, how about the Air Force, man? This team getting 9-3 this year. Not a bad year for these guys. They'll be taking on Louisville, coming in at 6-6 in the Serve Pro First Responder Bowl. The Air Force is favored by 1 point. Is that saying that Louisville is actually much better than their 6-6 record? Is it a conference deal where they're saying, here we go again, Taryn. But Louisville, they play in the ACC, and the Air Force, they play in the Mountain West. Is the ACC this dominant force that's much stronger than the Mountain West? I mean, you get what I'm saying, Darren. But what is this? Air Force favored by 1 point here. Is this another Houston-Auburn type of deal when it came to the line here? What do you think?
I think, I think this is probably one of those games where it can go either way. I think Air Force has a potent attack, but I'm going to pick Louisville for this one. I think Louisville's offense has a little bit more oomph to it, and I think their quarterback is going to be getting the job done. I kind of trust Malik Cunningham. He had himself a monster game this season one time. I hope Louisville can get the job done for my sake, but I have Louisville squeaking this one out. They almost beat Clemson, too.
That's a good one, and I think you changed my mind there. I want to say Air Force because they're actually a pretty tough team for the Mountain West, but yeah, dude, Louisville is a pretty strong school. Once again, they do play in the ACC, and they're battle tested, but overall, yeah, man, I just look at this team coming in. It's a 1 point. If Air Force is favored by 1 point, then it really is anybody's game. I mean, so realistically, yeah, man. Louisville, now that you brought up that Clemson game, they are definitely battle tested, dude. So yeah, man, I'm gonna bandwagon on your side, dude. I'm gonna go Louisville in that game. So good stuff there. Next up, we have the Autozone Liberty Bowl, and that game, of course, at 3:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and at 6:45 p.m. Eastern Time, Mississippi State at 7-5 comes on in to take on Texas Tech. This is going to be a good one. At 6-6, Mississippi State is actually favored by 10.5 points here at the line. I don't know, dude. That's a little. Texas Tech isn't that bad. I mean, but this should be a good game. I'm really excited for this one. What do you think?
I'm really happy that Texas Tech has kind of resurged back to relevancy, but I gotta go with Mississippi State. That quarterback of theirs, only a sophomore, is a beast. Will Rogers has nearly 5,000 passing yards. I think Mississippi State's offense is going to get the job done today.
I'm with the term. This whole team is freaking great. I mean, well, both running backs are pretty solid. But, dude, I mean, my goodness. If you look at the receptions, too, Rogers, he uses his receivers well. And look at Polk, 98 receptions for 989 yards, 9 touchdowns on the year. I'll tell you right now, man, this looks like it's going to go in the favor of the Bulldogs. I'm taking the Bulldogs as well, but man, I really hope Texas Tech gives them a good football game and we don't have a friggin' shellacking like we've seen the last couple of days. But yeah, man, I'm going Mississippi State in this one as well. All right, Darren, this is going to be a football game because if it's not, I'm going to be very irritated. And this is a team that has irritated you. Of course, kind of funny because you being the SoCal guy, you can't really have a bias. But at the same exact time, you're a professional, but even about the bias because you're an SC fan, just like myself. But you still defend UCLA against everybody else, even with SC. I think did you pick UCLA to beat USC this year?
I picked I picked USC to beat UCLA.
Okay, well, yeah, see where it gets beat. The fandom does get in the way sometimes. But and I'm trust there was reason to believe they would win that game too. But regardless, Taryn, you've been talking about UCLA all year long, and here they are, man, at 8-4. They had a pretty solid year, man, under Chip Kelly. And they're taking on number 18, NC State, who has had a very good year, coming in at 9-3. They're ranked number 18. The Wolfpack's looking pretty good, man. They're going head-to-head in the San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl. And, of course, it's not, well, actually, it is in Petco Park, which is really freaking cool. And I'm really excited to watch that because, Taryn, if you've ever been to Petco Park, that is like a beautiful park. I've never been to any other park but Angel Stadium, so I don't really know too much about them, but I'll be willing to say that Petco is amongst one of the most beautiful parks in the MLB. But really cool. This is going to be a pretty solid game, man. And, well, go ahead, man. Give us everything you got for this one.
So this one's going to probably be a close affair. UCLA is making its first bowl appearance under Chip Kelly, and I think UCLA is going to bring it, but I got to go with NC State. I think NC State has resurged, and while UCLA is kind of having the territorial field advantage, I think NC State has just a little bit more in the tank. I think it's going to be a high-scoring affair, though.
Okay, well, there's reason to believe, of course. Both these teams do have pretty good offenses. So, sorry about that. Ooh, coughing went down the wrong way. But I'll tell you what, Darren, I agree. This isn't because I can't stand UCLA, because I would give credit where credit's due. I mean, hey, they beat USC 2 years in a row, so credit where credit's due. But I gotta tell you right now, man, this game, I mean, come on, man. NC State, they're ranked. They had a pretty solid year. Leary is insane, man. He's had a pretty solid year at behind center. And overall, man, this has been a special year for the Wolfpack. I'm also going to take NC State. It's going to be a close one, I feel like. But man, if UCLA happens to pull this thing out, you gotta give them major props, right, Taryn?
Oh yeah, we do. We definitely need to give UCLA their props. I don't know if they're fully back yet, but I think their incoming class of 2022 is going to help them make it better. And as long as Chip Kelly stays, they are just fine.
Yeah, I agree, brother. I agree. So with that said, man, they're favored. NC State's actually favored by 2 points. So let's get on over to get the Guaranteed Rate Bowl. That is at 7:15 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10:15 p.m. Eastern Time. And we have the 6-6 West Virginia Mountaineers taking on the 8-4 Minnesota Gophers. Minnesota's favored by 5 points. This is actually an interesting matchup, man. We have here a Big 12 team taking on a Big 10 team. Both these teams have had their ups and downs for sure this year, man. I actually think this might be the best game of the day. But you let me know, Jaron. What do you think about this one?
I'm going to take Minnesota for this one. I think Minnesota has been a little bit more consistent than West Virginia. I think West Virginia is going to give Minnesota a battle, but I think Minnesota will just barely eke it out. Probably another tale of two halves game again.
Yeah, I'm totally with you, man. 100% with you. I do agree that it's going to be a close one. But Minnesota, I guess we feel that they have more firepower, man. So solid game here between these two. And yeah, looking here at some of these athletes, man. Morgan, my goodness, almost 2,000 yards, 10 touchdowns on the year. Another great player behind center. So, all right, Taryn. Then, of course, we won't be live until our final show of 2021, that is, will be coming up at 7 a.m. Pacific Time, 10 a.m. Eastern Time on Thursday. But, of course, we have a few more games to get to, and these are all tomorrow's games, so let's speed through these, and then we shall roll on. So, all right, Taryn. SMU of Virginia, the Wasabi Fenway Bowl canceled. I didn't even hear anything about this. All I know is it was canceled, but I'm guessing it has to do with COVID. Did you hear anything about this one, Taryn? Oh, you there, Taryn? There we go. We got you back.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I'm here.
So, like I said, man, this was a game that I feel, it was canceled. I'm guessing to COVID. I haven't heard anything about it though. But once again, another Gays game bites the dust. Have you heard anything about why this game was canceled? Was it COVID?
Yeah, one of the games actually got canceled due to COVID, and yeah, it's a bummer.
This is one of those games, Darren?
Yes,
All
yes,
right.
it is.
Well, there we have it. Solid game, man, and I mean, it would have been a solid game, but totally a bummer. So. Next up, we have here the New Era Pinstripe Bowl. This one, Yankee Stadium, is still going on tomorrow, 11:15 a.m. Pacific Time, 2:15 p.m. Eastern Time. We have here Maryland at 6-6 taking on Virginia Tech of 6-6. Maryland is favored by 3 points. How about that one?
So that one I had to think about for a little bit. That's kind of the reason why I was a little pondering at the moment. But honestly, I may have to take the Terrapins on this one just because, well, they have Tua's little brother. I don't, I don't know if Virginia Tech can keep up with Maryland, but I think Maryland has been battle tested, and I feel they will just barely get the job done. If Virginia Tech's going to win, I think it's going to have to be through defense. So.
Yeah, and dude, I'm with you. I didn't even notice that. Taco Vailoa. That's hilarious, man. Yeah, they do have his little brother, and overall, I just feel like they're probably going to be a little bit of a better team. Looking at some of these yards, they kind of even out. But yeah, man, I'm going to go Terrapins as well. They're favored by 3.5 points. Why not? Of course, number 19, Clemson. The team that fell from grace in the last past year. Who knows if they'll be back to the top or if they'll sit for a while where they are. But the 9-3, number 19 Clemson Tigers taking on the Cyclones of Iowa State, coming in at 7-5 in the Cheez-It Bowl tomorrow at 2:45 p.m. Pacific Time, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Clemson is favored by 1 point, Taryn. Is that saying a lot about this team?
I think Clemson will pull it out. I don't doubt Dabo Swinney's team. Obviously, this has been a rough year for the Tigers, but I think they just get the job done. So give me Clemson.
I'm right there with you, brother. And then last but not least, man, the game that I think is a perfect game to end on here, the number 14 Oregon Ducks. We know a thing or two about this team, a Pac-12 team, 10-3 coming in, playing pretty solid. Well, we have a departure at head coach coming up here for this Oklahoma team, coming over to USC, Lincoln Riley. But number 16 Oklahoma coming in at 10-2, and the Valero Alamo Bowl. Oklahoma is actually favored by 6.5 points. Darren, this is going to be a freaking battle, man. I am excited. Brown, 223 for 350, 2,683 yards, 15 touchdowns, but 6 interceptions on the year. Dye, 193 carries, 1,118 yards, and 15 touchdowns on the year. Solid year. Williams, 35 receptions, 557 yards, 4 touchdowns. That's Oregon. On Oklahoma, Williams, 115 for 184. 1,670 yards, 18 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. Brooks, 184 carries, 1,111 yards, 10 touchdowns. And then Mims, 30 receptions on the year for 648 yards and 4 touchdowns. Taryn, this is going to be a show, man.
This is basically the battle of the former talented coaches bowl. As, like you said, Mario Cristobal and Lincoln Riley have both departed to their different destinations. This one is rather another interesting bowl to call this one is the both teams are not consistent bowl, and both teams were unable to win a conference championship bowl. So, can this one end in a tie? I'm kidding.
Yeah, seriously.
I'll pick Oregon just for the sake of they've kind of been a little bit more consistent. I mean, Spencer Rattler was supposed to be a big-time name for Oklahoma. Unfortunately, he kind of fell off for Caleb Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sad because and everyone was thinking that Spencer Rattler was going to be a top 5 pick in the up-and-coming draft. And I think it would have been great to have a quarterback in the NFL by the first name of Spencer. But unfortunately, that is not the case. And we don't even know if he's going to be pursuing the NFL draft. So, but I'll take Oregon. I think it'll be a barn burner, high-scoring affair. I'll take the Duckies.
You know what? I want to take the Sooners. Because I feel like they're going to be, I don't know. I feel like they have a pretty solid team, but it's hard to not take Oregon because of the fact that, I don't know, I just feel like they're a little more put together, man. I feel like they have the better athletes, at least, and man, seeing this dude die on the ground, man, I feel like he's going to be a big part of this, so give me Oregon as well. Darren, that's going to do it for today, man. I know you get a balance whether you are, of course, like I said, today was an out-of-whack show, but hey, man, we got it done. I know you got to do your thing, so before we're out of here, brother, go ahead and let everybody know, man, where could they find you?
So I actually do need to put one more thing on for the Oregon-Oklahoma game. I think some of those players from Oregon are going to sit out this one just because of NFL draft purposes.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure Travis Dye will play, though, because he's a beast of a running back, and he wants to give Oregon fans one more thing to cheer about. So just need to throw that out there. But back to where you can find me. You can find me on Twitter at Teran Rodriguez1, Teran, then Rodriguez, then the number 1. You can find me on Twitter via setpoint at set_point.ie. You can also find me on Twitter via the SoCal Supreme Sports Show at SoCalShow.ie. So that's where you can pretty much find me.
Awesome stuff, brother. Like I said, I know you got a balance, man. I will go ahead and do the outro solo. But, brother, thank you so much again for being here today. And, hey, man, we will see you 7 a.m., early 7 a.m. on Thursday to talk about that college football playoff one more time for the new year, man. And then, well, we'll get into the new year when we get there.
Yep. Peace, y'all.
Peace out, brother. Talk to you soon.
Yep.
All right, y'all. Takes it here, brother. All right, y'all. Well, with that, there you have it. Great show, man. And big ups to our boy, Mr. Marcus Lowe's great in the chat room, by the way, man. So there you have it. Little 40-minute show, close to 40-minute show for y'all, man. That was a fun one here. But we will conclude it there, and that is where this one will sit. I want to talk a little bit about the college football playoff, or at least who we would think today. But it's not going to change very much. Come up to Thursday, so this show is all out of whack. But it's all good. Glad we got everything put together today. And, well, one more thing left to do, and that is to cue the music, because we're out of here. All right, y'all. Ooh, voice cracking and everything, y'all. Very off show, but had a good one. So, with that said, y'all, get ready. The Ticket Smarter Birmingham Bowl is getting ready and set to get underway. I'm going to get my TV on, of course, and getting ready to enjoy this beautiful day of bowl games. And I hope you enjoy them just as much as I do, as much as Teran will too. So, with that said, you guys, you can find us on Twitter at 3inOut, all spelled out, IECE. You can follow us as a whole at IE Sports Radio, at IE Sports Radio on Twitter and on Instagram, and then, of course, at IE Sports Radio on Facebook. Give us a like. We certainly like that. You can follow me, your boy Larry B, at THEE_LB53, and follow us all at IESportsRadio.com. We got some merch. Show us some love. And you know the drill. Check out all of our podcasts on there as well, and we're just growing and getting better. So, with that said, you guys, that will do it. Big ups to our sponsors, the SoCal Warriors, Summer Football Team, and, of course, Background Check International. And, well, we will see you on Thursday. We will be on Thursday, of course, in the morning. And we will see you again on Monday 3rd. So, those are the next few showtimes, y'all, for 3 and Out College Edition. So that's what we get into. plenty to talk about, and we will see y'all then. Until then, y'all, take care, and as always, God bless.